Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do March's plan with me and my bullet journal, and this month's theme is silly geese. So basically what that means is throughout this whole theme, I'm going to be drawing geese that are wearing silly costumes or appear to have a silly personality. I don't think I need to explain too much that the term silly goose is a playful way of teasing someone, and I have seen so many drawings, clothes, stickers, basically you name it, of people making a literal silly goose, which I just think is so fun. And there are so many different things to do with that I thought it would make a really great bullet journal theme. That being said, I definitely took a lot of inspiration from Pinterest, where I recreated people's ideas or made my own version of it. I put it on a Pinterest board that I make titled with the month and year bullet journal inspo. So this one is March 2026 bullet journal inspo. So you can always check out where I get my inspiration from there at Bujo with Kelsey. I've also been slowly working on posting all of my individual spreads on those boards so that I can hopefully inspire other people too. So go ahead and give me a follow on Pinterest if you want to see what even more of my spreads look like that you don't get to see in my plan with me's. To start, for the title page, I'm drawing 3 geese in a line, all facing different directions. I'm using my Pigma Micron in 03 for the entirety of this theme, along with various Tombow dual brush markers and Crayola super tips. The first goose is my coquette cowgirl. Next to her is my purple flower girly, where she has a silly flower on her head as a hat to match. And lastly, we have our donut floaty guy, who's supposed to have fallen because he's our clumsy little guy. For the lettering, I wanted it to be a bit on the bolder side because I thought the fact that I was outlining everything with black meant I needed thicker lettering too. So I went with this kind of whimsical, uneven lettering that I actually thought ended up matching perfectly with these silly guys. I put all 3 of the geese in a puddle of water, which I think looks fine, but I ideally wanted the blue to be more subtle, almost like a watercolor effect. So it just turned out a little too blue for my liking. But the reason why I wanted to do it is because I had this idea for my quote page on the left side. I knew I wanted my quote to be silly to tie this theme all together, and I thought it'd be so cute to have the illustration be a goose flipping upside down in the water where just his butt would be sticking up in the air. So I obviously needed to draw water with that, and I didn't want to just do a block of water on this page and not on the title page. So I think it does all look better as a pair, but to be honest, I got too nervous and didn't draw water on any of the other pages when maybe I could have. So let me know in the end if you think I should go back and draw water with all the other silly geese you'll see today. And for the lettering on this page, I just wanted it to pretty much be a less bold version of the lettering I already used. So I just drew simple lines and added serifs and kept the crooked and off-centered alignment. Somehow I've not used any washi tape in my 2026 spreads yet, so I knew I for sure wanted to use some for this theme. And I decided to go with this green washi tape because of it being March. You can see I spent some time wondering which tape to use, and I decided to not overdo it and just use this polka dot green tape. So this is what we're working with for now. I think I like it. I don't want to risk overdoing it, but let me know if you guys have any ideas of add-ons for the quote and title page. Next is the habit tracker. I'm doing a mix of the 2 lettering styles that we just did to write habit tracker, and then I'm drawing 8 mini calendars for the 8 habits I want to track, which this month they're meditating, exercising. I put content on here, which to me means working on my content as opposed to like posting content, because I already know I'm good at that. No spending, self-care, which to me means like physical self-care, because again, I already know I'm good at the mental self-care since I consider all my hobbies a part of that. Brushing my teeth twice a day, and working on my Etsy shop. So when I finished with that, it left an awkward amount of room at the bottom of the page. I knew I had enough room to draw 1 regular sized goose, but then I'd have this blank strip next to it. So I had the adorable idea to draw little baby goslings following their mother goose. And of course, Mother Goose is going to be dressed silly, and in this case, she's dressed like a watermelon. And all of her babies are following her lead, dressing silly too. I drew the last baby falling, which I thought was cute too. He's just another one of our clumsy guys that will probably be one of many in this theme. I'm using that same washi tape in the blank space next to the title, and I will say something about this washi tape that was sort of annoying was how gentle I had to be with it. It's definitely not regular washi tape, if you can't tell. I don't know if it has a specific name to it, but it's clear and a lot thinner, so it just kept ripping even when I was rolling it off. So I did pull out scissors to get a nicer tear and tried to remember to roll it off a lot slower, but I like it a lot because it gives a more subtle color with it being clear. Oh, yep, here's me showing you the green I was going to use was dried out, and I didn't know how that happened, and I was annoyed, but anyway, I found another. And then you just saw me draw those little burst doodles in some blank space. I liked this doodle idea because it kind of reminded me of geese feet, so it felt silly. I just kept it in black because there's a lot of black already going on, and I'm using so many colors that I couldn't think of one that made sense. I guess I could have used green, but I would have wanted it to be subtle, and I was afraid it'd be another situation of me wanting a subtle blue puddle and it not working how I envisioned, so I kind of like the black. It's different for me. So for the mood tracker, I did the exact same lettering, and I decided I was going to track my mood by drawing a bunch of goose heads looking in all different directions, wearing big, silly bow ties. And I'm going to assign a color for each mood and color in the bow ties with whatever smiley face I'm feeling for the day. I had an itch to draw a bunch of goose heads for the mood tracker because I just haven't done a mood tracker in a little while that was like taking up the entire page like this, and those are always fun for me. Like I drew sunny angel heads all over the page for a mood tracker before during my sunny angels theme, and bear heads for my cute bears theme, so I was kind of pulling inspiration from myself there. It took me a second to realize why I only had 30 geese because I knew I had numbers written under all of them, and then I realized I wrote 21 twice for some reason, which made me laugh, so I had to do some improvising there. Shout out if your birthday is on March 21st, I almost gave you 2 goose heads. I went with bow ties because that was something silly I could think of that took up the same amount of space, which also wasn't too much space. Hats would have been a good go-to, but I couldn't think of how to make them all evenly fit with silly enough hats. So I think the large bow ties get the silly goose picture across enough. I'm drawing various burst doodles and some blank space and filling out my key for the mood colors. This month I chose yellow, blue, green, and purple. I wanted to go with a silly and loud color palette because they're obviously supposed to be silly. I really hope nobody is counting how many times I'm saying silly in this video. Moving on to the gratitude spread. Pretty simple, I'm using the bolder lettering for gratitude and just writing I'm grateful for in my normal lowercase print underneath. And then of course numbering 1 through 31, leaving space for me to write one thing that I'm grateful for every day. And I'll eventually draw the burst doodles next to the gratitude title to fill in the blank space, like usual. I wanted my silly goose doodle to have more of a happy costume on for this page, with it being a gratitude spread. So I decided to draw him being all happy, wearing a pink flower headpiece with a bow around his neck to match, and then some light pink rain boots. And in the spirit of this theme being lighthearted and fun, I thought this would be a cute time to have this goose friend say goose vibes only instead of good vibes only. They mean the same thing in this instance, of course. So I put a little speech bubble above him to show that he's reminding us that this year, March is goose vibes. And I think that perfectly transitions to our last page, which I'm making a quote page. But first, I haven't said yet why I'm even doing this theme. If you watched my last video, you know that in February I turned 33, which feels so crazy to say. And I feel like I'm just at that weird age of feeling some pressure to figure things out. Or at least that's what it feels like to me. It's almost like it feels like it's crunch time for me to do bigger things that I want to have in my life, like having kids, buying a house, getting married, having an established career. And that's so scary to me despite wanting those things. So I do love birthdays, like I said in my last video, but now that the actual birthday has passed, I'm kind of like, okay, fun's over. Now you're just a year older, so get moving. And I know that's not a healthy mindset. There's no time limit on really any of those things that I just said that I'm worried about, but I do get in a spiral where it feels like that sometimes. And this is all obviously heavy stuff to be thinking about, and quite honestly, it's not really worth my time spent thinking about because I also know I'm not quite ready for all those things to happen at the moment, and that's okay. So it felt like a perfect time to do this imperfect, goofy theme to make me smile and not take life so seriously. So I literally Googled quotes about chilling out, about life, basically. And I saw the quote, "We're all just winging it," and it could not have been more perfect for a silly goose theme when geese literally have wings. So I drew a cute little silly goose holding his wings out, dressed as a pilot to put more wing ironies in there. I love this quote because it's so true. Like, no one has life all figured out. Hello? In my sad times, it really can feel like I have a whole list of people who I think have it all figured out, but they don't know exactly how their life is going to look, just like I don't. Maybe other people have things that I wish I had by now, or seem to be in a better place than I am at the moment, but that doesn't mean I'm never going to have what they have. It means it's not my time right now. Who's to say I don't have something that that person wants? Sometimes I may be in a better place than that person because literally, that's life, baby. Life can change really fast and can be very unpredictable, hence all of us winging it. All of us have this goal to make life enjoyable through the challenges that inevitably come our way, and I think the first step with that is to find this healthy point of acceptance that how our lives are going right now, even if it feels hard at the moment, is exactly how it should be. I'd like to think a lot of people have been in this same predicament of feeling the societal pressure after getting older, so let this be your reminder too that you're not alone in that, so just do the best you can with what you've got. Here is the final flip through of March's Silly Geese theme. As funny as it is, I really needed this theme right now to take some of this pressure I've been feeling off of me and just having fun. I love how it turned out, corks and all, and I'm already growing an attachment to all the geese I've drawn so far. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!